This is Matt Donnelly here at TheWrap's 2017 South by Southwest interview studio at the Plexus Lodge in Austin. Thrilled to welcome feature directorial debut John Carroll Lynch with Lucky. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. I mean, you have been such a consistently working actor for years and years and years. You have an amazing run lately. I mean, American Horror Story, Jackie, The Invitation we were talking about, Karen Kusama's incredible film last year. It's just been an incredible run, but now you're sort of crossing over the aisle behind the camera.
Yeah, it was a very exciting set of circumstances that brought me to it.
How long has the process been, and sort of where did the idea come from?
Well, I was contacted by one of the co-writers, Drago Simonja, who's a friend, and I had known Logan Sparks, the other co-writer, in passing, and they called me and asked me to read this script, and they asked me to play a part in it, and I loved the script, and I said, sure, Harry Dean Stanton, 4 days, that sounds great. And then about 3 months later, they called me and said, well, we've been looking for a director. Would you direct it? And I said, well, let me tell you what I think the movie's about. And I started with the line that I've been telling everybody, which is it's the story of the spiritual journey of an 89-year-old atheist. Wow. And they were like, yep, that's the movie. And so we started working on the script. And then around that was August of 2015, January of 2016, we went out to people we hoped would help fund the movie, and we started production in June of 2016.
So relatively quick for an independent film.
Very quick for. I mean, I think the process from they started writing it in June of 2014, and it was in the can by July of 2016. Wow. It does help when your lead is 89. You really have an incentive to get to financiers and say, we need a quick no.
There's a window.
Yeah,
and
we really need a quick no here. But who knows? Harry may outlast us all. The guy's unbelievable.
And Harry Dean Stanton, now 90, in every frame of the film? Nearly every frame of the film?
Every frame. Every scene begins and ends with Harry.
I mean, where does that work ethic come from?
I'll tell you, he gave every ounce of energy he had. We had a 19-day shoot for a feature film, and so we did everything we could to husband his energy, but he just gave everything he had, and it was not easy work. There was a lot of days of really strenuous. We shot in Piru, California for a good amount of the exteriors of the picture, which is about 50 minutes from Harry's house. Oh, cool. And the days we shot, he does a lot of walking in the movie. I don't know what it is about Harry Dean Stanton, but everybody likes to see that guy walk. He's fun to watch. Anyway,
I'll happily sit in a window.
Exactly, yeah, I'd be happy to sit down if you wanted me to. Anyway, on those days, it was close to 100 degrees, and he walked. I mean, just what you see on film, he walked 3 miles. So it was a really rough day, and he was acting in the middle of the day in scenes. He showed up every day, ready to work. No matter how tired he was, and it was. I mean, it shows in the picture. It's a beautiful film.
So really impressive. Beautiful. I mean, and you've worked with everyone like David Fincher, Karen Kusama, the Ryan Murphys. Did you draw on any of your old directors for advice, or who was?
Well, I certainly I spoke with quite a few people I'd worked with as directors. I mean, I spoke with John Lee Hancock, who I worked with on The Founder, and talked to John Schwartzman, who was the DP on that, and also spoke with Karen quite a bit. Wow. Karen was extraordinarily helpful. She's a good friend, and she was extraordinarily supportive. Also, Miguel Arteta. Wow. I sent him the movie, and I tell you, there's some people in the world who just say yes. And that guy has an enthusiastic yes to life. Wow. And it was so confidence building. I really was so grateful for that.
Now, did you wind up still doing the 4-day part?
No,
okay.
I did not. And
so your first job as a director was to fire yourself as an actor.
You were exactly right. You're exactly right. I looked at the workload and I was like, yeah, I could play this part, but why? Mm-hmm. I got enough to do. I need to focus completely on Harry Dean and to make sure that Harry and I were on the same page. And also, after I decided that, and after we talked about it with producers, because those things can affect financing, it didn't gratefully, because we had such a beautiful cast already assembled with David Lynch and Ed Begley.
Right.
And then Tom Skerritt came aboard and Ron Livingston came aboard, and it just became beautiful, and Beth Grant. But I wanted the movie to look like the world I live in. And I had worked with Barry Shabaka Henley on a show, and I adore his work. And Harry Dean requires people who tell the truth.
He does not work in Hollywood.
No. I'll tell you, he doesn't. Anybody who's acting around him, you smell it. It's immediate. And so he requires a level of realism that Barry matched perfectly. And everybody came to play. David Lynch was incredible. Everybody came to play. And they all came for Harry. From the conception of the movie to the end of the movie, the creation of the movie, it was all about celebrating Harry Dean Stanton's life and his work. Because the screenplay is actually oddly biographical. The movie is a fiction, but many of the things that Lucky says and does in the picture are things that are based on Harry's actual life.
Wow.
So it was a very personal picture, and you know, one of the things that he was so brave to do in the movie was reveal himself. I don't know a lot of movies that you see the body of a 90-year-old man.
Yeah.
And he's vulnerable in the movie in a way that's beautiful. It's very funny and very moving, and hopefully it celebrates him in the way that we conceived of in the beginning.
Thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure, man. Take care.